speak with the next team captain, Michael. I've spoken to you last night, right before I left.
Yeah.
How are you doing right now?
We're doing great. We actually had a couple of breakthroughs last night, so late last night, and a couple of potential partnerships that we discussed today. So we're making great progress actually. Yeah.
All right, so that sounds exciting. Can you tell me and our viewers what kind of breakthroughs, and maybe go back to Go Blocks?
Yeah, Go Block.
Can you tell what's the problem? What are you solving? What are you building?
Yeah. So we're making smarter business identities. Currently a big problem is business identity, especially if you want to participate in blockchain infrastructure projects. A lot of the projects currently basically strand on the concept of the identity, so there are great concepts of applications, but the identity part isn't solved yet. What we've done is taken the KVK as a verifying authority, so we want to combine old and new, so older institutions and new technology, and we want to bring them together and basically redefine the role of old institutions. How we did that is we imported all of the information from the KVK and made companies able to create an account on our blockchain. Through that account, they can prove several attributes that they own as a company, and those attributes can be anything. So it can be a bank account, a KVK number, or a tax number, company name, and the people that are authorized to do actions on behalf of a company. So that is the solution in infrastructure terms. Applications of that is what we're currently building, and which is where we are finding the breakthroughs actually. So what we're doing is...
tell me about the breakthroughs you guys had.
So the breakthroughs is, so what we had is actually, I just had a call with one of the blockchain leads of ABN AMRO, who are going to assist us in solving the bank account problem. So one of the things that the KVK cannot store actually is bank account data of a company, while we actually need that data for our solution. What they've provided us with is an open API with which we can actually access the IBAN data related to a company. So we can do the lookup function and verify it through their database, which basically completes a circle of what we need to know about a company in order to be able to tell our clients that an invoice or an order that they've received is valid.
That's great. So you we're on the second day and you already had this breakthrough. What are your are there challenges left that your teams need to tackle, or do you say, well, I think we're going to nail this, we are already there?
I definitely think we're going to nail it. What I do think is that we have a couple of things that we call them stretch goals, so things that we kind of want to achieve in this week and otherwise in the weeks following up, so in our 100-day plan. One of the things is that we want to automate the entire lookup process. So we want to integrate with accounting software providers like Exact, and we want to integrate with reverse invoicing software, so where you can basically send an invoice through an application. Want to integrate with those types of services to really automate that process. So what we currently can do is you receive an email with an invoice. There's data in there, so there is the company name, the KVK number, maybe even the person sending you the invoice, or the person that's allowed to act on behalf of a company, and the email address that it's received from. You can look up those functions in our blockchain platform, and you can see that all of those pieces of information are tied together. So you can verify the identity of that business, and you know that it is not someone that is posing with a fake bank account. So all of the other information, for example, is correct. So you have the correct KVK number, the correct company name, correct person, but a different bank account. So someone is basically trying to scam you. Through our service, that is no longer possible, although the checks are currently manual. So we want to automate that process.
You've mentioned at the beginning partnerships. Is that something you already would like to share, or?
So partnerships that we are looking at currently is obviously the KVK. We are in extensive discussions with them how they would be able to benefit from a solution like this as well. So how we see it is the infrastructure component is going to be an open source component where companies and ecosystem partners can collectively build upon, and that we can collectively develop with these parties. So potential partnerships that we see and the talks that we currently have are with tax authorities, KVK, banks, so the ABN, for example. And we see these as key contributors because every authority or institution basically owns a certain piece of data that we need to be able to create a complete profile of a company and verify that digital presence.
If we look after this hackathon, let's say you guys built something amazing, which I have. I'm sure you guys will. What will happen the next 100 days after this hackathon?
So during those days, we're actually going to be making it, well, it basically is production ready at the end of our session, although, like I said, not automated yet. So what we will really be focusing on is polishing that, making the automation process as efficient as possible. So scraping invoices, so PDFs, for example, is a component that we will be working on. Being able to also extend the amount of data that we can verify. So currently we use KVK data, which is registered in the Handelsregister, but we really want to make the profile of a company as big as possible. So we also want to include URLs, for example, and email addresses. A couple of them are already in the KVK register, but we want to include that to basically all employees that are allowed to act on behalf of a company. And also basically deepen the functionality. So information that is currently available is the functionaris position, so the people that are really directors basically in a company. That is what is registered at the KVK. But there are a lot of different types of authorizations within a company. So there are people that can sign contracts up to 5,000 euros. There are people that can sign any contract. There are persons that can enter into NDAs, employment agreements. Those are all different permissions, essentially, that you can give as a company to your employees. And those are things that we also want to tackle. So we want to basically be our concept is called buddy. So we want to be your business buddy. We want to make sure that you can make sure that the people that you are interacting with in a business environment can trust you and can trust the people that act on behalf of your company.
Well, if you could have a few final words, you can have the stage with the camera.
Definitely.
Michael?
So we really want to invite everybody, especially potential ecosystem partners in a solution like this, to reach out to us. You can do so through my email address or our website. So our website is www.goblock.nl, and you can also reach me on my email address, which is michael@goblock.nl. And we would really like parties like the Belastingdienst, for example, and other essentially institutions that have the right to verify certain pieces of information to come to us and basically indicate the pieces of information that they can verify and make sure that we can extend and broaden our proposition in a collective way. So we really want to do it together and have this great export product as the Netherlands as a whole, that we can tell the world, like, hey, we are using blockchain the way that it's supposed to be used, and we are doing so in a way that's actually improving our business life and solving real problems.
So you've heard it. You've heard Michael's contact information. So if you're an organization out there who thinks, well, that you want to collaborate, maybe partner with Michael, then you know where to find him. Michael, thank you very much for this interview, and good luck with your team for the. There's 1.5 days to go, so
we're going to make the most of it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Have a great day.